Hello, everybody. This is Rich, and you're watching the second of a two-parter of the amazing tabletop RPG called Lady Blackbird. It's written by John Harper, and you can have it free of charge because I said so, or John Harper said so because he put it up free on his website, 17 Design. You should totally check it out. It was an Indie-nominated game when it came out. It's one of the best free products. It's one of my favorite games. And this is the second part of Lady Blackbird. And Lady Blackbird, the storyline is that she's on the run from an arranged marriage with Count Carlo, and they're in kind of a steamship type of world on the smuggler skyship called the Owl. And in last session, we started off in an Imperial cruiser called the Hand of Sorrow, and they were in the brig. They had been captured because we found out in the session that there were some Imperials who had captured and were enslaving some poor people, and decided that Naomi, who is the bodyguard of Lady Blackbird, and Lady Blackbird decided to try to free them, and then that's how the entirety of the Owl's crew, as well as Lady Blackbird, who's currently known as Natasha Siri, although, well, maybe she's revealed. We'll find that out from the player. So they were captured in the Hand of Sorrow. They managed to escape. During the escape, found out that Captain Hollis is actually the brother of the outcast Cyrus Vance, who's the captain of the Owl. And Snargle, the goblin pilot, helped to fly them off to safety, and they were headed towards Haven, and had already found out that the Hand of Sorrow was headed towards Haven as well. Haven is one of the free planets, not under Imperial control, so who knows why they're headed there. We'll find that out as we play. Now, let's get to know our players and characters. So first we have Brendan Conway. How are you doing, Brendan? Who are you playing? And then tell us a little bit about them, like their keys and what we would need to know.
Sure. So I am playing Natasha Siri, a.k.a. Lady Blackbird. My keys are the Key of the Paragon, which is all about how I'm a noble, so I'm better, and every time I'm basically an arrogant jerk, I can hit that key. My Key of the Mission, which is to escape the Empire and rendezvous with my secret lover, the Pirate King Uriah Flint, who I haven't seen in 6 years. And so I hit that key when I take action to complete the mission. And I have the Key of the Imposter, which is that I am in disguise, passing myself off as a commoner. So I hit my key when I perform well enough to fool someone with my disguise. Yeah. So far, I have been interested in getting where we're going. But I'm also heavily attached to Naomi Bishop and defending her, even though sometimes there's a tendency for her to cause catastrophe and mayhem. That's a thing.
Now, does the crew of the Owl know that you are Lady Blackbird? I know Captain Vance, who has some kind of particular interest in you, had mentioned it. Do they know?
The crew of the Owl does not, save one, I believe, who does know, and that one is Cale Arkham.
Oh, but does Natasha know that Cale knows?
Probably not.
Okay, interesting. All right, so next we have Mark Diaz Truman. Mark, who are you playing? Tell us about your character.
I am the ex-Imperial soldier and all-around layabout and no good good deeder, no good scoundrel, Cyrus Vance. I'm the captain of the Owl with my loyal crew, Snargle and Cale. But I've taken on this woman in need of rescue because she's, running from something, and I'm not the kind of person to ask why you'd be running. So I'm trying to ferry her across the blue. Cale is already shaking her head. She doesn't think that's a good plan. But I have the Key of the Commander, which means I'm accustomed to giving orders and having them obeyed because my ship, my rules, man. And the Key of Hidden Longing, that I am completely enthralled by Lady Blackbird, but I don't want her to know it. So usually that involves me saying a lot of snarky things and being overly interested in her business, all kinds of usual things like that. And then I also have the Key of the Outcast. I got exiled from the Empire. I used to be an Imperial soldier. And I hit my key when my outcast status causes me trouble or is important in a scene. And yeah, those are my 3 keys.
Excellente. Now, Next, we'll go with Jen Martin. Now, Jen, I believe that Cale Arkham is a guy, not a girl, right?
Yeah, no, Kale is totally a guy. I have a little picture I've picked out with a very fabulous mustache. Uh, so that's a thing. I'm Cale Arkham, not Kaylee Arkham, okay? Cyrus, you've been drinking too much. It's ridiculous. Stop. So I'm playing Cale Arkham, the mechanic of the owl. Cyrus and I go way, way back, and I mean, he's my captain. I would do almost anything for him. I have 5 keys, because apparently I'm special. The key of greed, I hit that when I steal something cool or I score a big payoff. I have key of the mission. I must safely deliver Lady Blackbird to the Pirate King Uriah Flint. I hit this key when I take action to complete that mission. I have key of fraternity. I hit this key when I am influenced by Vance or when I show how deep our bond is. I have Secret of Concealment. No matter how thoroughly I'm searched, I always have a few key items with me. I can produce any common, simple item at a moment's notice. And then Secret of Reflexes. Once per session, I can reroll a failure when doing anything involving grace, dexterity, or quick reflexes, which I have a feeling is going to come in handy.
It may. Oh, just to, to clarify just a little bit, you have
Those
3
aren't
keys and
keys,
2 secrets.
yeah.
The secrets are like special
Sorry,
things
okay.
that you can do. Still awesome. And maybe you do have 5 keys and you're thiefy. You haven't even told us what they are.
I didn't get that much XP last time.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Awesome. And then last but not least, we have our guest player, John Stavropoulos. How are you doing, John? Who are you playing? Tell us about him.
I'm doing excellent. My character, I also think, is doing well. Her name is Naomi Bishop. She's a former pit fighter, imperial hater, and bodyguard of Lady Blackbird. Her keys, she has 2 because I bought one off last time, and I have an idea of what I'm thinking for the third. But right now, I have Key of the Guardian. You are Lady Blackbird's a loyal defender. Hit your key when you make a decision influenced by Lady Blackbird or protect her from harm. I also have the Key of the Warrior. You crave the crash and roar of battle. The tougher, the better. Hit your key when you do battle with worthy or superior foes, which I did my best to try to make happen last time, which apparently is why we were in a lot of trouble. But my third key that I'm selecting from Snargle, who is a character we are not playing, is a Key of Conscience. Since last time I bought off the Key of Vengeance, I figured it'd be kind of a nice juxtaposition to purchase the Key of Conscience, which is you don't like to see anyone suffer, even enemies. Hit your key when you help someone who's in trouble or when you change someone's life for the better.
That is amazing. I have played this game 30 plus times, and I've never seen somebody flip like that with Naomi. That's really cool direction. Good job, John. That's awesome. Cool. So as I said, we pick up on Haven for the current timeline. However, we're going to begin this session with a flashback. Now, normally a flashback is actually a part of a potential refresh scene, and it's where a player can refresh their pool of dice that they allow to roll to try to do things. But we're doing this mostly just for Rich's benefit, because I want to know a little bit about how Cale has this mission, because Cale knows about Lady Blackbird, whereas Captain Vance doesn't know, Snargle, who's an NPC in this game, doesn't know, but Cale knows and hasn't exactly volunteered the information either. So we're going to pick up at a bar. It's kind of a seedy bar. Now, one of the cool things about this game is that there's a really cool map, and we know that it started off in Elysium, is where things picked up, and as part of the box text start of the game, and that's where the owl picked up Lady Blackbird as Natasha Siri and Naomi Bishop. Well, this begins on Olympia. And Olympia is one of the Imperial held worlds. It is locked down. I mean, it's the staging world for the Imperial Sky Fleet. They have all of their major military docks here, but with a lot of sailors, there's also a lot of opportunity for gossip and some really nice, cheap ale. And so we pick up the back room of one of the more seedy taverns near the docks, and Kale is there, and we don't see Captain Vance, and we don't see Snargle, and this is before somehow there's like a visual cue that this is before times.
My
Maybe
mustache is shorter.
shorter mustache. Yeah. So the mustache is how we measure time. It's mush time, I think, is how.
Much time. Yeah.
Awesome. So we know this is a slightly younger, but not incredibly younger, Cale Arkham, and he is in a back room. He comes in, and it looks like one of the serving wenches. So we pick up with no dialogue, with the serving wench leading Cale Arkham and opening a door, and he comes in, and there's already someone seated, and the person is dressed in some nice finery, wearing colors of a noble, and there's a nice brandy snifter, so like a glass of really expensive brandy, that's already seated at the seat opposite this gentleman, and he's in shadow, and when Cale comes in, he gestures. Come, have a seat.
I sit down gruffly. He doesn't have to ask me twice. I totally start drinking that drink.
Mr. Arkham, I have a job for you.
Okay.
How does 5,000 Imperial crowns sound to you?
Sounds like something maybe other folk wouldn't do.
But I think you're not other folk.
Well, no. Must be awfully important for that much money.
Incredibly important.
What do you have in mind?
There is a young woman on Elysium. She's looking to escape. And I would like for you to motivate your captain to make that escape happen. She's going to be traveling across the breadth of the deep blue to the remnants, looking for a particular pirate king. You need to make that happen. Once you do, 5,000 Imperial crowns will be yours.
I don't know. I kind of think if you want it done that bad, I don't know. I feel like maybe if it's really worth that to you, it's worth maybe more like 7.
This is only for you. You're not going to try to get anything for your compatriots.
Well, do you think I'm going to motivate Cyrus? It's not by asking him nicely.
You misunderstand.
It will be with the money.
Natasha Siri is Lady Blackbird. She will pay you handsomely. Your crew will be paid. This I give to you to make sure that you complete the mission at all costs.
Interesting. Well, I feel like you have made me an offer I can't refuse. I'm not going to say no to 5,000.
Very good. Now, of course, Natasha Siri may not wish to use her name since she is trying to escape something to make her very unpopular. Do not reveal that you know who she is.
Oh, of course. Our client's privacy is of the utmost importance to me.
Good. Good, very well. Very well. All right, well, thank you, Mr. Arkham, and I wish you the best of luck on your journey.
I hold up the drink to him.
He holds his drink to you as well. Cool. And so that is how Cale Arkham got a job. So there's a lot riding on the line. I know that not everyone has. In fact, as we look, 7 is the total of pool dice that you can have. Nobody has full pool dice. So I'm going to offer not a refresh because this is just a fact. It's not a full scene. I want to know if any of you raise your hand or jump in, whatever. I'm curious. How is it that Haven is a free planet? We've got this huge Imperial Sky Navy that has most of the, if you look at the map, like the western half of the worlds are all known as the Imperial worlds, and the free worlds, there's really nothing of note other than Haven. How is it that Haven stays free? Anyone have an answer to why that is?
So I think Haven has like a security system around it. It's like an ancient thing. It's like from before the Empire, from before all that, and for a long time it wasn't activated, but someone managed to get it like up and running. And so there's this like defense system that the Imperial Navy ever tried to invade Haven, it would get wiped out. But the Havenites can't use it to attack anybody because it's stationary.
That's really interesting. Huh. Cool. All right. Well, thanks, Captain. So that's a pool die for you. All right. So we pick up on Haven now. All of you knew that the Hand of Sorrow was making its way to Haven. While there have been no successful attacks to bring the Haven under heel, it still is of note. The Imperial Navy does not normally make forays this far towards the free worlds, and especially not against Haven. And that was the course that was laid in before you were discovered. So, with that information, when you reach Haven, you do have enough fuel to probably make the night port, but if you refueled here, then you could definitely make your way all the way to the remnants, which is what Natasha Siri, how she had hired all of you for the job. So how long are you planning on spending on Haven when we pick up here? Are you still on the ship? Have you disembarked? Captain Vance, I think you probably are telling the crew what's going on. So to give me an idea what we're doing on Haven here.
All right, listen up. You got enough fuel to make it here and a little bit further, but the remnants is going to take more, which means that we're going to need fuel and supplies to go out there. I know that you've paid us, and we appreciate that, Natasha. But the issue here is if we don't have enough food, you just starve out there in the remnants. Now, it would help if we actually knew where we were going, but I just fly the ship.
Yeah, I'll give you the coordinates once we depart, as was our original agreement.
I'm just saying I would do better with the purchasing of food and supplies if I had some inclination of how far we'd have to go,
We're about halfway there, so imagine a trip as long as from Elysium to Haven.
I'm imagining it.
You wouldn't be trying to change the terms of our deal, would you?
I just look at Kale like... Look, Kale was the one that set this up, okay? So, he laid out the...
Sure. Blame it on me.
He laid out the terms of the arrangement, and I
You're
respect
the
his
captain.
judgment.
You're saying, dude.
Fine. We'll get the supplies for as long a journey as we've already taken. And I grab like a bag off the like a rucksack and head down to the outside. In the meantime, you two don't leave the ship, okay? I don't want any more trouble. I don't want you to get kidnapped. I don't want you to go killing any Imperials that have been wandering around on Haven. No more. You two stay here. And Snargle?
But I can go get a drink, right?
Yeah, you do whatever you want. I don't care. Snargle.
Aye, Captain.
Keep an eye on these two, okay?
All right, although it could be a little uncomfortable to keep an eye on each of them. If they leave rooms, I will endeavor to take that action, no matter, despite the pain. I'll do it for you, Captain.
Nargo. It's like a phrase, a turn of phrase. He didn't actually mean eyes. Never mind. Do your thing.
All right, so I grab my bag and I head out.
All right. So how long, Natasha, do you wait before you head out?
I'm trying to think of like what's a reasonable time before I'm like, what is taking him so long? I could probably solve this faster.
You probably like shortly after Kale leaves.
Yeah, there you go. Shortly after Kale leaves. Yep, I like that.
Sweet. Okay, so are Kale and Captain Vance headed to the same place? Or is
No,
Kale
probably
just
not. I'm just going for a drink.
sweet?
So
So,
there's probably a bar nearby the dock, right, where I'm just like, I will pick you up. I will pour you into whatever I need to pour you into to pick you up on our way back if you're too far gone.
cool. On a rating from 1 being a place that, hey, maybe you could find in the Imperial worlds, to the drowned rat. What is the that being 10? What is the rating of depravity and potential?
11.
11. All right.
Yes.
Awesome. So that is where Kale has ended up.
Yes.
And Vance is like, he's getting work done, right? He's gonna go actually get supplies.
Yeah, I mean, like, we need some stuff for the trip. I want to make sure that everything is settled and ready to go. And I might also want to look for some information about Natasha while I'm out, if such opportunity presented itself.
Well, that is very interesting. Okay, well let's pick up with you here, Captain Vance, trying to find a little bit of information about your lovely traveling companion. Haven, there are information brokers, there are gossips, there's, of course, you can hit the streets, you could put some money out. What's your plan on trying to gather that information?
I want to just talk to somebody who knows kind of knows the current gossip, because I figure I kind of got her pegged as a noble, right? I mean, that's all these nobles are getting involved in each other's business. So I just want to ask if anybody's noticed a missing noble lately, just kind of nonchalantly, ask around.
Okay, great. Let's missing nobles. I'm thinking, is that something you're going to look for on the docks, or are you going to try to go a little bit more towards like the mercantile area?
I'll go towards the mercantile area, kind of check in with some of the vendors there, especially anybody who's like hawking news or information.
Are you willing to pay, or are you just trying to hobnob?
I want to just hobnob first, and then we'll see if there's anything, if that gets me anywhere.
Excellent. All right. So let's say that you are one of that there's a nice little tavern. It's almost more food than so people there for drinking. There's no actual bar. It's like a restaurant and tavern. It's called the Black and Tan. It's got a nice little boring mercantile name in the banking district. And so, say if you head there and you end up just talking, kind of eavesdropping a little bit, it'll be, I'll call it, difficult if you want to try to pick up some rumors about any noble to do this ongoing. So let's just go ahead and jump to a die roll on that one, and then we'll figure out how we get there.
Cool. So I'm going to go with smuggler for 1, and I've got deception, so I can kind of look like I'm going the other direction.
Yep.
And I'm pretty good at camouflage, so I can kind of wait around corners and in potted plants to kind of listen to folks as I'm going by. But that only gets me 3 dice, so I think I will also throw some of my own dice in here. So let's do another. What did you say the difficulty was?
Difficulty is a total of 3. It's a difficult task.
Cool. Yeah, I'll throw 3 dice in there. Make it a total of 6. Here we go.
Okay. Excellent.
Boom.
Excellent work. All right. So here is you eavesdrop with a couple of like an effete little son, like a middle class son who's courting a noble. It's like a distant noble, because they're on the free world of Haven, so it's like they're kind of slumming it, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
But he's trying to get some talk of court as the two of them are sitting and drinking a little bit of absinthe. And she lets slip, she says, well, in actuality, Count Carlo was left at the altar by none other than Lord Blackbird's favorite daughter, the sorceress, Lady Blackbird. She's very attractive. Oh, indeed.
Yes. So I will wander off. Not looking like I'm eavesdropping too much, but very very much like convinced. Yes, this sorceress, and very attractive, and a lady. Check. No other options.
Totally that. Now Lady Blackbird may have to use Key of the Imposter. Who knows? I may have set that up. Now, there's a quick in the chat reminder that something that I had missed. There was a refresh scene at the very end when Naomi had apologized to Lady Blackbird. That was a great little refresh scene. So they're actually both at 7. So sorry if I had missed that part at the very end. So thanks for reminding of that. Speaking of Lady Blackbird, so I think this is a perfect time to kind of cut away from Captain Vance. Like, do we cut away to Lady Blackbird who's making her way off of the owl? So here's the thing. Did you give Snargle the slip, or how did that go?
Yeah, what's he going to do to stop me? I'm striding off this ship. If he's in the way, I stride through Snargle.
Oh, man. So he's walking after you. Naomi, what are you doing? You staying on the ship? Because Captain Vance says so, right?
I think I'm trailing Captain Vance this entire time. I'm just in the distance watching.
Oh my gosh. Sweet. So really, you literally were you left Lady Blackbird behind to trail Captain Vance? Cool. So when Captain Vance has done his little eavesdropping at the Black and Tan, let's say somehow you're not very good at hiding behind plants. Is this just a thing like you're casing the joint across the street? I don't really imagine you going into a tavern without a tracking, unless you got some kind of big cloak.
That's true. I think I'm just peering through a window right now.
That's awesome. That's so cool. Yeah, so you're catching Vance leave, and you can potentially follow. Meanwhile, we cut back to the owl. Lady Blackbird's made her way down the little steps to the outside, and Snargle's walking after. All right, so I did decide to keep an eye on you because you have less pointy bones. So I need you to stay in the owl. We can't leave unless...
Well, that's not what's going to happen, so the best way for you to keep an eye on me is just to keep watching as I walk.
I'm really not attracted to you. So watching you walk
Pause.
is not interesting.
Slow turn. I'm glad. Let's pretend that never happened. So where can I get some fuel for the ship?
Well, normally Kale handles that kind of work. I'm just a pilot. But I have it on good authority that if you go to the dockmaster, he will give you a reputable list of people who can refuel the ship. There's a lot of barter and trade here at the Haven.
Excellent.
Yes.
Dockmaster! Dockmaster! Who's the Dockmaster?
This is awesome. You are so hitting your key of Paragon. So, yes, let's see. I don't think it's necessarily a role to actually buy fuel, right? So I'm assuming you find the Dockmaster. You're going to get a list of about 4 different little cartels or groups that can offer you different prices on fuels and different types, and they'll haggle amongst with you and amongst each other if that's what you. I mean, are you trying to set a bidding war, or you just pick the nicest name on the list? How do you handle?
This is about speed. I want to get the hell out of here. So I'm basically, I pull off something that I took from home, right? Some exquisite piece of jewelry. Hopefully I'm not dumb enough to pick something that has a blackbird on it. And I will trade that for fuel.
It's up to you. Are you...
Well, it may be the only thing I have on me, or the only thing that I can use in this case, like an exquisite, onyx and obsidian.
Oh!
Yeah.
Your letters of mark? You have the Blackbird letters of mark. Is that something you've tried to use since you left?
I think I've tried not to, but I would totally do that here because I just want to get out of here quickly, claiming I stole them.
Sweet. Cool. Awesome. So, yeah, the letters of marque, which are signed by under your own seal, as you present that to Serafina, who is the fuel mistress for the Malachi clan. She takes a look at that and she goes, and she has glasses and she kind of peers and she's, oh, Lady Blackbird's letters of marque have no value anymore. She's already been cut off.
Well, how sure can you be that that news has traveled? I mean, clearly you're plugged in and informed about things, but that's not true of the rest of the Blue. You could probably get away with using these for a little bit without anybody knowing the wiser, especially if they don't look at them closely.
I'll give it to you a 1 on a 10.
1 on a 5.
1 on a 7.
6.
Take your useless paper. 1 on a 7 or nothing.
Grrr! Fine.
All right, 1 on a 7 it is. I'll be happy to get your ship refueled. And then she gets barks an order out, and a couple of stout fellows and a stout woman start loading up and refueling the owl. And Snargle says, where did you come upon that? Do you have any more?
You can't tell anybody, Snargle, but I am a master thief, and I'm going into the remnants to steal a great treasure hidden in the Temple of Bones.
The Temple of Bones? I've never been to the Temple of Bones. I've heard that the Temple of Bones, that all the songs are sung by men. They're very interesting hymns.
I'm also like, oh my god, is the Temple of Bones a real thing? I totally just made that up. Shit!
No, I think Snargle just wanted a bad joke. Also, so we're going to cut back to... so this is 11. It's worse than a drowned rat. So I got to think of a really awful, disgusting tavern name. Not very good with disgusting tavern names.
Drowned rat whiskers.
It's what?
The
Oh,
drowned
you're
rat
clickety
whiskers.
clackety, Brendan.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay.
Brendan with the keyboard. The drowned rat's whiskers.
I love it. The drowned rat's whiskers. It's the
So we
win.
just call it the whiskers, but it's really the drowned rat's whiskers.
The whiskers, awesome. So there's a girl here by the name of Hazel, who works at the place. You know her. How is it that you know her, Kale?
She and I like to spend together time with each other when we find ourselves in the same place.
Is this because you enjoy each other's company or because you have some coin? I'm just curious. I'm not judging.
Yes.
Nice. Cool. Well, Hazel brings a pair of mugs, and she'll slap one down in front of you, and she says, "So, Kale, what brings you to Haven? It's been forever."
Yeah, we're doing a job. We're delivering somebody to the remnants.
Delivering people?
Yeah.
Since when?
I mean, since the price was right.
Oh, well, sure. That bed, I mean, it's not really made for two, if you know what I mean.
No.
Well, all the way the remnants? What the bloody hell's out in the remnants?
I got no idea, but the coin they're paying, that's just where we'll go then.
Well, you know, Pirate King's fleet's out there. That's really dangerous.
That's what I've heard, but like I said, the money's worth it.
Oh, well, you paid ahead of time.
Partly.
Oh, interesting. Maybe we should get some more. She gets up and she'll make her way back to the bar to order some more drinks on your tab.
Yeah.
So, how trashed are you looking to get, Kale?
I mean, it completely trashed, but I kind of feel like that happens regardless, right? Because like my intention is to have a few drinks, and I have a few drinks, and then she just keeps bringing more drinks, right? So, yeah.
Sweet, sweet. So yeah, you're gonna get tore up from the floor up, as one might say. As you're pretty like 3 sheets to the wind, there's a dice game that picks up just a table away from you, and you know that the guy who's throwing dice is throwing some loaded dice. And he's gonna make some serious money. Like you're already seeing script hand over fist. There's a couple of imperial crowns that have changed hands. That's an interesting little game. You're a little drunk, but you could probably take that guy if you wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally got to play that game because um, I can win. I can totally win at that game.
Yes, you can. Oh man, so I think doing something that crazy is just a little bit of a key greedy thing. All
But
right.
I don't have a tag or trait of. Yeah.
Cut out on me, Jen. You with us?
I know. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Okay. If your computer's being super laggy, do you
I
want
didn't
to
hear what you said. My computer was fast and slow.
drop out and come back in? I will type it in the chat. Yep. The answer is yes. All right. So we'll switch back. We'll switch over to Lady Blackbird. Once you get all of your get the fuel, they're already the Malachi clan is fueling up the owl. Maybe you've heard that mechanics will often check their ship to see if it's okay, but your mechanic's nowhere near. The captain, I'm sure he does some stuff, but he's gone, and your bodyguard left too. So it's just you and Snargle. What do you do, Lady Blackbird?
The other thing he mentioned was food. But then I also need to gather them all and get them back here so we can get the hell out of here. Yeah. I don't know that I have anything left to barter with to get the food.
Have you ever been to Haven before?
It's a good question. I think I may have come here like maybe once when I was younger on some sort of diplomatic mission, but it was such a different environment, especially because at that point they probably didn't let me go. I was probably a kid. I was with my family. I was with my parents. I was guarded the whole goddamn time. It's not at all the same thing. So I haven't seen this place, and it is kind of cool. So I will sort of go wandering ostensibly under the premise that I will be going to find Cyrus Vance and bring him back to the ship so we can get this food sorted out more quickly, because clearly I'm more competent at this than he is.
Cool. Well, the architecture of Haven is radically different from the Imperial world. The more established Imperial worlds, there's a lot of stone and marble, very large structures that have been built to last for centuries. Haven, there's a lot of thatch, stucco. It's ramshackle. The streets just kind of wind. People build houses when they have a notion or some gumption to open some kind of new business. There's a lot of stained glass here. There's a lot of activity. It's very colorful, whereas everything's more of a gray and black with dashes of color for the nobles, especially along the noble houses in the Imperial world. So it's easy to get pretty lost there. But you've got Snargle with you, so you don't have to really worry about getting lost.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, if you want to kind of wander the cobblestone streets, head to the market, get some food at that point, it's probably not a bad idea. They've got fresh fruit here. So awesome. Captain Vance, once you found out that Lady Blackbird is on the run from Count Carlo, and you head out of the Black and Tan, where are you headed?
Okay, hold on. So I think it might be cool if Cyrus Vance is leaving that place, and I'm right at the door, and we make eye contact, and I have no idea what went on in there, but Cyrus might think I knew that Cyrus knows who Lady Blackbird is.
Well, you're kind of noticeable. Does Vance see you when it comes out?
Yeah, I think he sees me. I think I'm like right there, nose to nose.
So Vance, you come out with your interesting bit of gossip, and you run straight into Naomi.
Hi?
What are you doing in there?
What are you doing here? I told you to stay on the ship. Oh God, you killed somebody, didn't you? You killed somebody near the ship, and you've come over here to tell me. Oh God.
It doesn't appear that you're getting fuel or food.
I'm attending to Captain. You know what? You're not actually allowed to ask me a lot of questions about this. Like, I have stuff to take care of, and now it's taken care of. So I'm going to go get the food and get the fuel, and we can leave, or we can continue having this awkward conversation here. Did you kill someone? Is that what? Is that? Are you? Why are you off the ship?
I've not killed anyone yet.
Yet. Thought we had a no killing rule. No more killing. That was a thing we were going to be done with until forever.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you either. Exactly.
Exactly.
I'm glad we agree. Now, can we go, please? Like, I don't want. Like, there's probably people pushing by us, like in the doorway. Like,
yeah, we're totally blocked the door.
Like, okay, can we go then? No one's killed anybody. I've taken care of my captain business. We'll go get some food, and then we'll get the fuel and we'll leave. And you can be as weird as you want on that whole journey.
You know, when I was a little girl.
Oh my God.
I dreamed of being a captain of my own ship.
Great.
I'm going to be watching you. I'm going to learn everything you do. Don't let me down.
Okay. I take my bag, and I kind of push past Naomi, and I head out to buy food for the journey.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, and if you remember, she's got like the spiky, bony stuff. So
yeah, super scary.
Sweet. Cool. So yeah, you head out to the market to buy some stuff, and you probably going to run into Lady Blackbird. We're going to cut back to Kale. Kale, you have muscled your way into this dice game, but you're going to have to be pretty tricky if you want to win the pot here. I think that the pulling this score when you're as inebriated as you are right now is going to be pretty difficult. So I'm going to call it 3 is your target number to win this take. It's about 20 crowns and various and sundry. What's the coolest looking thing that's laying out on the table right now for this dice game? The one that draws your eye.
I think that the coolest looking thing is it's actually like a locket, like a silver, very ornate looking locket.
Very interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah, nice silvery locket. It's one of those like opens up and has a picture inside kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it open now?
No, it's not.
Cool. So let's see if you can...
It might look like one that I gave someone sometime. I'm just saying.
No one here. Not.
Okay, so challenging, yes. They're difficult. 3 difficult. All right, so I feel like rather than going with the trait of tricky, I kind of want to go with the trait of burglar. If that's cool with you.
That sounds cool.
Because I think that I can use sneak. No, not sneak. Maybe hide. I don't actually have sleight of hand yet.
Uh-oh.
That's under tricky. Actually, I don't really think it matters what trait I use because I'm only using probably 2. All right, so the trait of burglar, tag of dexterous and perceptive.
Sure.
So that's 4, yes? 1 for being a roll, 1 for a
Right.
trait, 2 for tags. Okay.
Yes.
4. And I have 6 pool dice, and I'm going to use 3 of them because I really want that thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yay!
Nice. Excellent. Cool. So you get the locket. Yeah, so it may have been a locket that you've given away once, but it turns out that is it. What was the picture that was inside? Who was a picture of?
It was actually my wife and my daughter from way back when.
Well,
Sorry.
wow. Should we? Okay, we need a flashback at some point to find out.
Okay.
I'm just earmarking that flashback needs to happen. I'm going to drain you of dice for piddly things for whatever
Okay.
reason until I can get that flashback.
Fantastic.
All right, can I do a flashback and draw you into it? Because you're already down to 3 dice, right? So
Yeah.
yeah. Let's do it. Let's do a flashback now. So I want to do a flashback where we first met and started working together. Because before we did the flashback, we're like, like I saved your life before, right? Like when you were
Yep.
like lost in space, right? So
Yeah.
like before that, when we first met. So where do you think where would you want that to happen?
I want that to happen. I have a map. Hang on. I actually want that to happen on Elysium, right? Like, you used to be like a legit soldier there, right?
Yeah, totally. Yep.
Yeah. So I think yeah. Maybe I was also a soldier for a short time.
Okay. And you you got noticed that your wife and kid had been killed?
No, not killed. They left.
Oh, they left.
Because I was gone. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you got like a Dear John letter that was like, "Hey, we're leaving." Oh no, and then she was consumed by the internet demons.
Darn it,
Yes, I
Internet.
was.
Why don't you like Jenn?
The demons.
Am I still frozen? Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Yay.
But, yeah.
Not see
So
me. That's
so they
all right.
left.
You don't
They
need to
left
see
you.
me. Yes. And I think I probably washed out of the military very shortly after that.
Okay. So so maybe we could have a scene where you're debating whether or not you want to go.
Yes.
All right. So I'll say they already left, man. It's already over. It's not like if you desert, they're gonna suddenly come back.
Well, but I was doing this for them. Like, I mean, you and I, we've had some, good times or whatever, but, I don't like your face like I liked her face. No offense.
None taken. Look, I just don't think you did this for them. Like, I understand, money was hard to come by, but there's other ways to make money. I'm saying, like working in the Imperial, like this is soldiering, man. People only sign up for this if they're soldiers.
I mean, maybe that was my mistake. Maybe if I go out and find some other job, then I can make enough money.
Look, man, I think they're gone. I think it's probably best you just move on. There's no point in worrying about shit that's...
What the hell do you know? Were you married? No. Okay, so just shut it.
Hey, we've all lost people, right? Maybe I've lost...
a kid? You lost a kid, huh?
Sorry, man. I didn't mean to presume. Just saying, you got yourself into this mess. Best intentions or not. Getting yourself out very rarely works the same way as getting yourself in.
Ain't that the truth?
Cool.
Cool.
I feel like
See?
we're at a bar, and this is the point where Kale starts his drinking problem. I'm just saying.
Oh, that's
Here,
beautiful, man.
let me pour you another drink.
Sweet, yeah, we can kind of pull that as the drink to the drink of current time with Kale kind of closing the locket, and he's got all the stuff around, and he's about to pass out, but Hazel's there with him. Awesome. So we cut to the market, and Captain Vance and his good friend Naomi Bishop, who wants to be him. Or possibly wear his skin. I'm not entirely sure. I totally stole that from Brendan from the chat, but it was too funny not to mention. So the two of them are headed out, and it's open air market. It's nice little bazaar. There's fresh meat smoking. It's even someone who's got like a wok, and they're flipping up and grilling some vegetables. And the two of you look at their Snargle talking with Natasha. The two of them are taking a look at some weird kind of like taffy type substance that someone's trying to sell to them. Naomi, why is it a really bad idea to eat this taffy? Naomi, not Natasha. Sorry. Naomi.
Because this taffy, people misunderstand how much of it you can eat. They think that like this much is enough, but actually it just keeps expanding in your stomach. You're only supposed to eat like this much.
Sweet. And the person's got like the big arms full of the taffy, and he's offering to cut off a slice. So, Captain, you see Lady Blackbird, Snargle kept his eye on her.
Cyrus, no one listens to you.
Snargle! What
Captain,
is your problem?
We got fuel for the ship.
Did we?
We did. And, by the way, Natasha is a master thief.
No, Natasha is Lady Blackbird.
No, she's going to the Temple of Bones.
I grab Snargle by his little suit or whatever it is. I lift him up and I'm like, listen to me. Your job was to stay on the ship and watch them, which doesn't just mean watch them. It also means try to keep them off of me. This one, and I point at her, this one is so scary. What is wrong with you? Look, I put him down. Go get Kale. Tell him that we're ready to go, and load the fuel up. Just get the ship ready, okay?
Yes, sir. And he takes off because he's now out of the trouble zone.
And you, Natasha Blackbird. Or is it Blackbird? Your name probably isn't even Natasha. It's probably not even really your name.
Excuse me?
You. Yes, you. Someone left... What was his name? Damn it. I'm so bad at this thing. The noble. There was a noble. He was going to marry another noble. And the other noble was a lady. And she does magic. And that's you, man.
You're, wrong.
That's your argument? I'm wrong? No. First, how did you even get the fuel? You don't have any money.
So is he drawing attention? Because he's like shouting at me in the market,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, totally.
A noble's name is being dropped left and right in a market of people who like nobles' monies.
So I'm gonna get up close and I'm gonna be like,
I'm gonna be right behind Cyrus. We're sandwiching Cyrus.
Yeah. Shut up.
You're not very good at crime, are you? Because if you do a crime, then you have to get your co-conspirators in on the crime. If you have somebody drive you to the bank and they don't know that they're robbing a bank, they might just stop and get a drink or something. But if they know you're robbing the bank, then they know to wait for you until you're done. What is wrong with you?
Theoretically, they would also know not to talk about it loudly in a goddamn marketplace.
Theoretically, yes, they would. How did you pay for the fuel?
Not important right now, Captain Vance.
Did you trade something or give something to someone?
Yes.
Do you know what planet we're on?
Yes.
Do you know what happens when somebody gives or trades something of extreme value on this planet?
money is exchanged in some form of ideological manner.
No, man. Money is things that people give each other because it doesn't come tied to anything. But if you gave them something imperial or royal or noble, that means somebody knows you're here. Somebody who cares. Unlike I just kind of point out, unlike these people who probably don't care because they're just trying to find food. What did you give them?
Sure, nobody here cares. It's not important, and the sooner we get off this rock, the sooner this problem is solved, Captain Vance.
Very well. Let's get off this rock. And I just like take some gold out of my pocket and just kind of like, throw some stuff in the bag and press the money into the merchant's hand and get out of here.
So Cyrus is about to get out of here. I step in front of Cyrus. I look down on Cyrus and I whisper, "I no longer want to be you when I grow up."
Good? I don't. I take the bag of food.
Cool. All right. Key of Paragon for Lady Blackbird and money. Key of Guardian for Naomi. Absolutely. What do you think? Do you think there were any for you, the Captain Vance, to that little scene? I know you're trying to command.
I was trying to play towards my Key of Longing, maybe, but yeah, I think I kind of want to do Key of Hidden Longing. Like, she's making me so upset. I don't understand why I have all these emotions about her.
Awesome. Okay, so the three of you are starting to head out of the market and now realize you've probably made a little bit of a scene. And so we kind of cut to slightly outside of the market, and there's like this long shot, and you're headed past this, like, someone's got a big wheelbarrow full of, not a wheelbarrow, but like an actual big cart, and like a full-on cart of a bunch of melons, like greenish, like watermelon-sized melons. And as you're going, Naomi, you get this weird feeling, like just like your pit fighter senses, that feeling of impending attack. And when you start to scan around, you see that there's a woman who's got a pair of swords that have actually, like, they look like leg bones are the handles, and they're both over like they kind of crisscross over her back, and she looks vaguely familiar. Then the melon beside you, Captain Vance, explodes, and then you hear a gunshot, like a musket shot. You're sprayed with gore of melon, and it looks like there are some people that are closing in. So there's someone who, across from the market, took a shot, who's up on an awning. There's this lady with the twin swords who's coming, and she's headed towards you, Naomi. How is it that you recognize this woman?
Oh, she's my sister.
That is amazing. Oh, man. Your sister's name is Alice?
It's one of her names.
Yeah, that's the name that most everybody knows of her. It's one of her names. Awesome. And why is she coming towards you, Naomi, do you think?
Because in the greatest mistake of my life, I left her to die.
Thank you. Left her to die. That's so good. Sweet. So it looks like, Lady Blackbird, what's your reaction? By the way, I think a little bit of the melon got on your dress. I'm not sure. Is that a problem?
That is just unbearable. Melon on my dress. This is a nice dress. Do I know Alice?
I don't know. Do you know Alice?
Well, I guess the question is, was Alice in the pit fighting arenas? Because then I probably would, if that's how I know Naomi. Is that accurate, Naomi?
Yeah, I would say so.
Okay, cool. So I'm aware of what... I mean, besides just her ill look, I'm also aware of what this actually means. And I'm like,
And she has sworn to end me.
Sweet.
Naomi, we should just go. We should just go.
I have sworn to not ever harm her again.
Naomi, let's just run.
So I'm just staring, waiting, because I know I deserve this, and I just sit there with my arms open.
I'm like pushing Naomi. I'm like, run! You.
I grab Lady Blackbird, and I'm like, get it? Someone always is looking for someone, and I try to shuffle her out of here. And I probably pull out my gun and shoot a couple of shots in the direction of the shooting, just to kind of
The second you pull out your gun, I spin around and I try to slap it out of your hand because I'm afraid you're going to shoot my sister.
Fine, and I just kind of keep pushing that direction.
Sweet, awesome. So if you're looking to flee, if the two of you want to flee, then it's a target number of 3. And I really need to know, is Naomi, are you going to your liege?
So I would prefer they don't flee as a player, because as a character I'm going to sit here and use my key of conscience, which is I don't like to see anyone suffer, and I'm going to use it to get me in trouble, because I'm not going to harm my sister again, even if it means I will be the one suffering.
Okay, so I hear that and I like it. However, you realize that pain will come to Lady Blackbird and Captain. Not that necessarily matters, but that will happen. So we're gonna cut away from this tense moment here. We're gonna cut to Kale, and you're being shaken lightly, gently shaken.
What do you want?
Kale, Snargle.
Oh, God, Snargle. What? I told you not to get in my face. With that face.
All right. Is this better?
Yes. What do you want? Ugh.
We need to go. It's time to go. We got fuel. Did you know that Natasha's a master thief?
What? She's not a master thief. She's Lady Blackbird.
She stole Lady Blackbird's money.
She didn't steal her money. She is Lady Blackbird.
No, she's going to the Temple of Bones and the Remnants. Why would Lady Blackbird go to the Remnants? That makes no sense.
Because she's going to see the Pirate King. Obviously.
Who would want to see the Pirate King? He's got gangrene, I've heard.
I don't know. I just know that there's a lot of we should go. Let's just go.
That's what I said. I'm glad we're on the same team again.
Okay, great.
You want me to help you up?
Yeah, that would be good.
He slips a hand slips his head under your arm there, and he'll start walking you out. What is it that you end up leaving on the table, Kale?
Ooh, interesting. Oh, I totally leave the ruby dagger on the table on accident.
Oh no, the ruby dagger, which was mentioned in the first episode. That new ruby dagger was part of the wasn't the Firefly House? I believe that's what Lady Blackbird.
So, yeah.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So so we kind of cut that. So Kale, you're coming out. You're not feeling great. Maybe a little still super drunk, and you hear gunfire.
That sobers me up real fast.
Yeah, that's a good one. It's no one ever works on that. That's a great cure for drunkenness, I've heard.
Right? Exactly.
Doesn't make you run away, I think. But anyway, so you hear some gunfire. It's coming towards the direction of the ship, but then you're kind of also near the docks, so maybe it doesn't involve the crew, maybe it does. Who knows? Where do you want to just head back to the Owl? Make your way as quick as possible?
I'm going back to the ship. I'm not poking my nose in any disturbance that may not involve me.
Cool. Awesome. So we'll cut back to the crisis point with Naomi, who is not listening to you, Master Thief Natasha, or you for some surprising reason, Captain Vance. Looks like she's just going to take it from this crazy woman who's got a scar that starts off and it just gets wider across her nose, and you can see that this eye is just a little bit discolored. It's like a huge gash. I think it's maybe like a troll's horn, maybe. I'm not sure. There's a lot of stories about that wound. So Alice is headed straight in for you, Naomi, and it looks like your friends are going to get hurt unless you do something.
So is she charging me with her two bones?
She hasn't drawn anything yet,
okay.
but yeah, she's definitely headed towards you, and you see that there are other people who are kind of moving through against, like, we've got a bazaar, right? So there are a bunch of open carts and stalls, and then there's some tents, and there are a bunch of people who are kind of moving around. There's probably you pick out Captain Vance. You pick out there are about 5 assailants, bounty hunters, one might call them, are trying to pin you in and come your way.
So I want to brutally, quickly, but non-lethally stop her cold so that I can tell her something.
Sweet. That sounds very interesting, and she is not getting out of the way. So I'll say if you want to stop her from being able to take a violent action against you, I'm going to say that's pretty challenging. She's tough. So I'm going to call that a difficulty of 4.
Cool.
But if you succeed, then you've got her. You've got her to stop attacking. Now, if you want to get 5 successes, then you have her at your mercy.
Okay, great. I want 5. So I'm going to use Bodyguard, right? So Bodyguard has awareness, threats, defend, disarm, restrain, delay.
Sure.
I think that's about it. So that would be 6, and you said 5. So I'm going to spend 6 of my pool dice.
Crazy. Ooh. I see what you're doing. You're very clever. All right, cool. Now, so Captain Vance and Lady Blackbird, Natasha, Master Thief, Natasha, Siri, you see this going on. It looks like Natasha is trying to close in on this woman who's disturbingly familiar to Naomi, slightly less like bone spiky, but yeah, still scary.
Yeah, I'm actively trying to get back there and help Naomi get the hell out of there.
Are there any other soldiers or anything? Was she the one that was shooting at us?
No, I'm sorry. There were about 5. I term them as bounty hunters, is a loose phrase.
Okay.
There was one soldier who was up on an awning, and he thought he was going to get a shot at you, but he missed, and he's currently reloading. And then there are a total of 5. So he's one, Alice is the other, and there are 3 others who are using hand weapons and pistols, and they're trying to close in and pin you guys in the market. And yeah.
Great. So I think now that I see that you're kind of going back the other direction, you're not willing to leave Naomi, I'm going to try to shoot the guy that's on top of the awning and keep him from hurting anybody.
Very cool. Awesome. Well, let's make that a separate thing. If you want to take that guy out, then I'm going to call that that one guy. I'm going to call it a difficulty of. Let me just make sure I'm kind of following the thing. So you're fighting. I would imagine you would keep shooting if you did well. So let's say that you're trying to fight back. So that would be. I'm going to call it a difficulty of 3 for you to try to fight back, Vance. So. Natasha, you can help either way, or if you have another thing you want to do, try to get yourself and the others away.
All right, so I'm going to do warrior, battle hardened, shooting, 2-gun style, pistol, and I'm going to throw 2 more dice in there.
Cool. All
Boom!
right,
3 successes.
3, and then how many do we have from Naomi?
6.
That is amazing.
Ooh.
Very cool. All right, so let me get a quick idea of what Natasha's up to, and then we'll move the scene forward with the results of those actions.
I mean, the key is I want to get to Naomi and get her the heck out of here. That's what I'm primarily focusing on. I don't want to steal her thunder, though, with what she's doing with...
Yeah, you're not going to get her out of here. I mean, but you try to order her. Yeah, she seems pretty intense.
I was thinking more of, like, if she's really not moving, that's the time at which I, conjure up a mini hurricane and get her out of here with gale force winds. So I just don't want to interrupt her thing. That's the only issue.
Gotcha. Cool. So she's moving really quickly, and just summoning a hurricane here. You realize you're kind of gauging it, trying to find the right moment. That's when you see the 2 of them hit, and so. Give me a quick description, Naomi. You totally own this role. So what do you do to Alice?
So when she's charging at me, threateningly, what does that look like? How does she appear to want to attack me? What is her intentions?
Oh, so when she gets close enough, she does draw that bone hilt and is a cutlass, right? No, not cutlass. What's freaking like a khopesh? Thank you, khopesh.
Sounds great. So I'm going to grab her hand, and I'm in complete full control of her motion. So I grab her hand and I pull the blade closer to me, but I'm in full control, and the blade is right at my throat. But I'm holding her, and she knows I completely am in control. I stare her in the eyes and I say, "Sister, everything you're feeling, everything you want to do to me, I deserve it, but not right now. You give me 1 week, and you come for me, and I won't stop you. But right now, if you continue this, no matter how much it hurts me, I will end you. I just want 1 week." And I push her away.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, man. So you had her at your complete mercy, and you totally owned that role, so I'm not going to follow up with another role. She steps back, and the rest of the bounty hunters, they're all like, that was our heavy hitter. Shit. So that's not good. Now, Vance, you shot the first... By the way, he missed you with a musket. You shot him with a pistol. Where did you hit him?
Oh, I think probably just in the because he was kind of aiming at me with the musket, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I probably just shot him in the shoulder, right? So he kind of tumbles off.
That's awesome. That's so cool. I love it. He tumbles off the awning. Very, very Old West. That's awesome. Cool. So you see Naomi clash against this other girl, and Naomi does this weird thing where she's holding the other girl's sword at her throat, but nothing happens. And then she shoves the girl off, and she sheathes her weapon, and that gives a little bit of a pause to the other three bounty hunters who were closing on you. Lady Blackbird, is there anything you'd like to do at this point? By the way, people are freaking running the hell away, right? Fire in the market. There are guards who will come at some point. There are probably some that will be here momentarily, but right now there's this weird panic.
Yep. Yeah, so there are 3 bounty hunters remaining, right?
Yes.
I will stare them down, and I will say, I am Natasha Siri. I am the Lady Blackbird. I am the heir of the Stormbloods, and you should be running. And so that's the point at which I'm going to buy off my Key of the Imposter, because I totally said that, so Vance could hear that. That gives me the 5 XP I need to take fly on my Master Sorcerer, so I rise into the air, and enormous winds start billowing around me as my eyes get all stormy and lightning crackles at my fingertips. Lightning bolts will smash into their feet. I'm not trying to kill them, I just want them to run like the Dickens.
Sweet. Okay, so these guys were counting on Alice as their heavy hitter, but they've been around the block. They've never faced a full-blooded sorceress. So I'm going to say this is just a difficult it's target number 3. It's a difficult task to scare them away with your magic. So let's see how you can pull this off.
Sure. 1 die because I'm cool. 1 die because Master Sorcerer. 1 die 4. Okay. Let's see here. So I have Spellcaster and I have Channeling. I think I'm Channeling because I'm pulling down Storm Magic. I don't really know what the difference is there, but I'll go with Channeling for the moment. Stormblood, totally, call that in. Wind, yes. Lightning, yes. I'm flying. And I won't bring in Blast because I'm not trying to kill them. So I have 7 dice.
Nice.
And what the heck, I'll use a pool die just to be safe. So I'm down to 5 pool dice. Here we go. Sadly, because my things crashed, it won't display, which is annoying. But I have... I'll just make sure. 1, 2... I only have 3 successes. That could have gone terribly.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Is there anything you'd like to do? Any other secret you'd like to reveal, as it were?
Didn't you say you only needed a 3 for difficult?
Oh, you're right. Sorry. So you saw the harder things. You just pull it off, but it's enough.
Yes.
So, yeah, there's a moment of hesitation. Then the lightning strikes into this whole thing of plantains, and that's all that sends them running. And there's a dark storm cloud overhead the bazaar. Kale, by the way, you notice that, and Snargle says, "That's interesting. I didn't hear about any bad weather on the wireless."
Sure is. And I just go back to the ship. I'm still a little drunk.
I know. Is Kale, like, he holds his liquor, or is he a sick drunk?
Oh, no, he totally holds it.
That's awesome. Cool. All right, for some reason I had this Dudley Moore moment in my head just now, but we'll not worry about that. Cool, you guys can make your escape then if you're willing to get out of the bazaar.
Excellent.
Sure.
Just one last note there. While it looked like I had that situation completely in control, my sister's blade did actually slightly pierce my skin. And only now, when the camera zooms in, you see there's a slight nick and a little bit of blood comes down. And my sister's known for her poison blades. So I actually pull out one of my small knives and I actually cut a chunk of my neck off right here, just so that the poison doesn't get too deep. And so I have a permanent scar on my neck now.
Oh, so gross. Take your key of conscience. Take an XP for that, by the way. You put yourself in some serious danger for that, so I'm going to give you 2 XP for that. I'm not saying, though, you necessarily changed your life for the better, but you definitely hit that key. So, cool. Captain Vance, you reached the Owl with your 2 passengers. You don't have a pilot or a first mate, but you do have a fueled Owl. So what do you wish to do?
I'm not sure where they are, but I assume they're going to be here soon. So I'm going to get everything fired up. So I tell Lady Blackbird, okay, so magic or no magic, go to the front and start turning things on.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. I totally go do that and pretend I know what I'm doing as I flip switches to the part that says on.
Nice. So, Lady Blackbird, we have kind of we look over your shoulder as you're trying to quickly decide all of the toggles and switches, and you see off across the port and then out into the wild blue, you see the Hand of Sorrow coming ever forward towards Haven. It's getting larger and larger, looming into view. Of course, Haven has its own defenses, as we know, but still, that's going on. So Naomi, you get on. You hear the Captain Vance is getting Natasha to get things moving. Vance, this is your ship, so you probably know a good deal about it, right?
Yeah, of course. You mean the Hand of Sorrow or the Owl?
Sorry, the Owl. The Owl. This is your ship, so you know a good deal about it. And once you get Natasha to kind of get in the pilot's seat, what are you doing? You trying to fire up the boilers?
Yeah, I want to fire up all the engines because now that they're refueled, I want to make sure they're all primed and ready to go. And I'm going to hope that Snargle and Kale are on their way soon.
Cool. All right. So let's say that a few minutes pass, enough to where we could dramatically say that they've taken too long. And Kale, you come up onto the Owl. Climb aboard.
All right, yeah, I'm here. Let's do this thing.
Wait, how drunk are you?
Not enough anymore. Shut up. Did you kiss your girlfriend yet?
Hey, shh. Let's be cool here, okay? She's not my girlfriend. She's a client.
That's right. He's not my boyfriend.
Yeah, right, exactly. Okay, get down there, and I grab Snargle. What are you doing up here? Get in the pilot seat, go.
I'm a little confused. She's got pointy teeth, Captain.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I completely don't care, don't know, don't have any interest in your wild delusions. The Hand of Sorrow is here. We got to get rolling. Move it, move it, move it.
Right. Then he comes in, then he looks over your shoulder, lady, and he says, What exactly are you doing?
Piloting?
Oh, well, if you'd like to learn how to pilot, I'll be happy to show you. Excuse me. And he gets down, his feet kind of shift a little bit, and he grabs a couple of the controls, and he starts flipping a bunch of buttons the exact opposite of where you put them, and then the little display comes up with the kind of the 3D view that we found out about last episode, and everything's primed up, so you feel the owl start to get some lift, and he'll start just basically rattling off a bunch of techno garbly gook about all of the different thrusters and finding the right balance, and he is going to talk your ear off if you allow him, Natasha.
No, I don't. Very shortly do I leave the cockpit and go back to find the captain and Naomi.
Sweet. So you guys are flying away at this point. You hear Snargle call back, Captain, there's a Hand of Sorrow out here, and it's interposing itself between the main heading we need to go. We're headed directly to the remnants, is that right?
Yeah, you said we get coordinates as soon as we took off, right, Lady Natasha?
Yes. I pull out like a tiny little scroll that has a seal on it, and I crack the seal, slide open the scroll, and I hand it to Vance.
Okay, I open it up, and I open it up and like look on the map for where we're supposed to be going.
Sweet. Just for purposes of expediency, let's say that that Natasha is well connected enough that she was able to get a star map that had the true course on it. We're not entirely sure how that happened. Maybe Kale helped her out with that. Sorry.
I think I may have gotten this a long time ago from Uriah Flint, who said, "If you ever need to find me, go here."
That is such a better idea than what I was positing. We'll go with your thing since your character had that experience. So, yeah,
Poor
I like
girl.
that one.
6 years ago.
6 years ago. How old were you then?
We were young. We were probably like 18 or 19.
Okay, cool. Nice. You're like the oldest damsel in distress I've seen in a long time. Not judging. I think it's great. Awesome. So you guys take off, and if Snargle was a player character, there'd be some die rolls here to kind of wind your way away from the Hand of Sorrow. And yes, you head on towards the remnants. Is there anything that anybody wants to do before we do kind of a little bit of a fasty forward here?
No. Solid.
Sweet. All right, so for the matter of time, we are going to go ahead and we're going to kind of skip ahead. So there's a good chunk of this that's going to be on the director's cut, I'll just say. But for expedience's sake, to get this in a 90-minute run time so that we can show it like 5 times a day, we're going to jump straight ahead to the remnants. Now, who here, Kale, have you been to the remnants before?
No, I think that I was supposed to come to the remnants, and the pilot of the ship that I was on wouldn't do it, and so it's always been a thing that I've wanted to do with a not chicken pilot.
Well, Snargle is definitely not a chicken.
Right, he's a goblin.
Exactly. They taste totally different. Naomi, you fought a match in the remnants once, didn't you?
I fought many matches in the remnants. I think remnants is where I met Lady Blackbird for the first time. I think Lady Blackbird saved me from this place. You know, I'm thinking that I'd fought in various pit fights, but I wasn't very good at first, so I was getting my ass handed to me quite often. And at some point, I was captured and experimented on, but then Lady Blackbird had saved me from captivity. And I kind of imagine that there's a scene where I'm hanging off of a wall, and all the bone splinters that are inside my body are actually full protrusions that come out of me, and Lady Blackbird has this giant scissors where she's cutting the bones out of me to free me. And then from then on, I swore my ever dying allegiance to Natasha.
Oh, that's just crazy enough for me to call that a micro refresh scene. So yeah, we have this dreamlike memories of we don't know if it's true or if it's like a Dune-like vision questy type deal. But that's pretty crazy. Yes. Tasha has just said she should cut bone spurs more often. I agree. Bone spurs, they need to be cut. That's. All right. So we pick up with the remnants. So the remnants, to grab the description from the excellent and free PDF. The remnants is a swirling maelstrom of spinning world shards. The remnants are almost impossible to navigate, even for the best airship pilots. That's why Kale's last pilot was a little scared. It's said that the Pirate King Uriah Flint keeps his secret fortress somewhere deep within the remnants, and only those who know the secret of the true course can ever reach it. Fortunately, Lady Blackbird set this up ahead of time by working with Uriah Flint to come to the fortress. So we have kind of a cool montage, you guys moving through the asteroids, and we've got maybe there's some John Williams music, not sure. It could be slightly different, like maybe a pupil of John Williams, slightly, not exactly copyright infringing music, as we have a little bit of cool moments. There's a potato that you see, but only on the laser disc. And then you come and you look down upon the fortress that is Uriah Flint, the Pirate King's fortress. It sits right upon the deep blue, and is suspended through weird sorcerous magics. The Fireflies have a lot of skill in this particular area, and there is a very large fleet of skyships here. You even see that there are 4 different C9s, and none of them quite retrofitted to look as cool as the Owl, but yeah, there's quite a few. Well, just making sure I got my. Dang it. Yeah, Skyhauler, a C9 cargo ship. Yeah, so there are a few other Skyhaulers. There's even some larger ships, and even what looks like what may have in a previous life been an early Imperial cruiser, but now it's festooned with lots of other demarcations and pirate flags and all the like. And so, Lady Blackbird, we kind of pick up with you near Captain Vance as you're looking over the fortress and kind of making your final approach to the Pirate King's place. What's going on?
I turn to Lady Blackbird and I'm like, how sure are you that... Well, actually, I don't know that yet. I just say, what? That's a pirate fleet, right? Like...
It's Uriah's fleet. It's okay. He won't do anything to your ship. He's nobler than people think.
Uriah Flint.
Yeah.
Rumor has it the Uriah Flint's crew once killed and ate an entire Imperial cruiser's... Oh my god, is that the cruiser? Is it...
It's just a story. There's no evidence, and he wouldn't do that, I think.
Of course, he ate the evidence. That's exactly why there's no...
He's not a cannibal.
Call it off. Snargle, turn us around. We're done. Nope.
Captain Vance, I contracted you to take me here, and if you don't deliver me, then the contract has not been fulfilled.
Agreed. Snargle, let's turn this puppy around.
Cyrus, please.
I feel like at the turning of the ship, I kind of kill the engines because I don't want to go back the other way. So that's the thing that happens.
Nice. You guys are kind of floating dead in space. You've probably been noticed.
Cute. Kale, turn the engines back on. Let's get out of here.
No, come on, boss. Let's just do this job and then we can party with the money, okay? It's fine. It'll be fine. I promise.
So not believable.
You promise? You promise that the giant horde of pirates is not going to kill us and take all our stuff?
Cyrus.
Yes.
You know what? Apparently, I don't captain the ship. Apparently, you captain the ship. And I point at Lady Blackbird. You know what? That's fine. You paid for my ship. I am going to go to my quarters, and I'm just going to go ahead and wait. until you are killed and eaten or whatever bad thing happens to you. And until then, you can be in charge. And I'm gonna buy off my key of the commander and put Lady Blackbird in charge of the owl. And I'll say, and good luck to you, sir. And I go and I close my door loudly.
It doesn't close all the way, so you'd have to slam it like a second time.
I'm just gonna. Don't ask me for anything. I won't. Off the clock.
It's awesome. So yes, the captain is pitched a fit, and Snargle has no idea at this point. So, do I? Which way?
Take us down. That's the thing.
Did say you're the captain, so Kale, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
I mean, like, put it down in one piece, obviously, But...
Why? I'm confused. Why is the former captain being so emotional?
I think that he thinks that the Pirate King's going to kill and eat us all, maybe in that order. But it'll be fun, so don't worry about it.
Feels a little bit more personal than that.
Maybe you should go talk to him.
We're not boyfriend and girlfriend. We don't have that kind of relationship.
Says Naomi as the camera cuts to me knocking on his door. Cyrus?
Yeah, so we kind of cut to the outside and the ship's slowly coming in to dock, and you hear a knock on your door, Cyrus fans. Are you muted?
Yes, I'm. What do you want?
What's wrong? Cyrus, I will finish this mission, but why are you angry?
I open up the door. Do you know how much it takes to get a ship? Do you know what you have to do to get a ship? You don't have a ship, and you're a lady. I mean, you probably have ships, but you would have been noticed if you. That's not my point. My point is this. I worked pretty damn hard to get this ship.
And you don't want to lose it?
No, I don't care about losing the ship. You can't captain a ship and not be afraid of losing it. Losing is just the cost of doing business. If you're lucky, you lose the ship in some awesome, forever-to-be-told story or a poker game or something. But, man, you turned my crew against me. That's messed up. A man's ship is it's a sacred thing. Whatever your name is.
You can call me Natasha. It's my actual name.
So,
You're telling me that you're pissed because you were undermined in authority? That's what's pissing you off?
Hey, look, you're a noble. You get to have as much authority as you want. You could probably go back to Elysium right now and be like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize my own feelings.
I can't, and I wouldn't, and I would never do that. You don't know why we're here. We're here because Uriah and I talked ages ago about starting this revolution, and this is the day that it's going to begin, you ass!
Starting a revolution.
Yes.
Against the Empire.
Yes.
With the pirates.
Uriah needed to assemble forces, fleets, ships, something to fight them with. That's what this is supposed to have been all about.
When was the last time you talked to Uriah Flint, legendary pirate?
Oh, 6 years ago.
Yeah, recently? That's what I thought.
6 years. Mm-hmm.
6 years. Okay. Okay, princess. Yeah, great. Look, the thing about this is you might have a revolution. You might very well unseat the Empire. But governments, man, governments are just problems. They're just people that tell you what not to do and what to do. So you can have a government on Haven. You could have an empire, whatever. The only way to be truly free is to have your own ship. But you took that from me.
Actually, you gave me your ship, you ass.
I just acknowledged what we already knew what was happening. You bring your crazy bone enforcer on my ship. I don't know what you promised Kale. And Snargle, I mean, look, let's just all be honest. Snargle's kind of maybe not really that strong a crew member anyway. But you crossed a line, miss. So until I get an apology, we're done.
I'm sorry that you're an ass!
And I shut my door again and walked.
We cut back to the owl. Everyone heard that. This is far too small of a ship, and not much else going on that's quite as interesting as that fight. So Snargle brings you in for a landing, and the little cool spidery type things come in. He drops down the little door with the stairs. You guys can head out. This is not like a big empty deck. Like when you come into this dock, there are hands, and there are men and women with guns. There are pirates here, and Snargle calls back, Captain, one of you?
I come up.
Oh, good. We were allowed to land, but I'm not sure if we're... It's like a Venus flytrap. Like, do you have those? Do you know what those are?
Yes, I know what that is. Can I exit the ship? Can I talk to them?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Naomi? I could use a gigantic enforcer.
Are you concerned?
I just don't want anybody to do anything stupid, like opening fire on us before I speak.
Excellent. I will ensure that does not happen, but I cannot promise that I myself will not do something stupid.
I trust you, Naomi.
I keep telling you that was a mistake, but I appreciate it anyway.
Oh, God. Okay.
Cool. Hey, clever people who watched the intro of the amount of time that had passed, they picked out on the bottom left-hand corner that a week had passed. I'm not sure if that's relevant. I just want to point it out in just in case. All right, so the two of you disembarked from the ship. I guess Cyrus McPouty Pants is hanging out in his room. Kale, what are you up to?
I mean, I feel like for a while I'm just gonna sit in the engine rooms and stuff and try and ignore the fact that I might have twisted on my captain, even though, and then I get to a point where I feel bad enough where I tromp over to his cabin and I bring him a drink.
Nice. Yeah, so Vance, Blackbird, and Naomi have left the ship. Snargle's doing post-flight checks, which is basically his excuse for fiddling with the gadgets and not being involved. And then there's your door opens because Kale's not a knocker, I don't think.
No. Uh-uh.
And some hot chocolate. Is that what you bring him?
No, I just bust in with a glass that's probably a little more full of alcohol than a normal person might serve, and I slap it down in front of him. Go on.
What? I am I've retreated to my room. I'm not taking any visitors right now. Humph, humph.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, it was for an absolute shit ton of money.
If it was for a lot of money, then why not just say, hey, here we're getting a lot of money. Here's your cut. Why?
Because I was going to keep it all for myself, idiot.
Kale, we are thieves and scoundrels and not very nice people. But that shit hurts.
I know. I'm sorry.
Man, I took you onto the ship when you didn't have anything else.
I know. And like I'll take out. I had the locket, like I was wearing it, and I'll take it out and I'll set it down. I gotta try and find him. That's not gonna come cheap.
And now this one's going to go walk herself into the lion's den. Probably get eaten. You know. Not that I care, because I don't.
Exactly. Right. Clearly.
If I did care, maybe I would want to go and make sure she didn't get eaten. But, I don't.
We're better off without him, all right? Like, just you and me, man.
How much money was it?
4,000.
So just totally straight face, I go, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 4,000.
Yep. Some real fancy pants dude on Olympia.
I take the drink and I put it down. All right, well, if she dies, we don't get paid, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if she dies, we still get paid, or yeah, if she dies, we don't get paid?
No, if she dies, I don't think we get paid.
But you didn't ask?
I mean, I didn't really think that it was gonna be a problem delivering like one chick to a place. They didn't actually like say remnants, okay? Would you have asked all those questions for 4,000?
Yes. Yeah, that's actually my job, is to ask the questions about where we're going and what we're doing and who we're seeing.
Next time you will get all of the jobs, and I will follow you blindly.
I'm glad we had this talk. I grabbed my guns off the chair and we head out to pursue Lady Blackbird.
Sweet. Cool. All right, so we'll pick up with... first thing we see is a roaring fire, right? And you're like, oh, wow. It pulls back, and it's this humongous hearth. And then in front of the hearth, it's like basically it's like a throne. And sitting at the throne is none other than the Pirate King himself. And there are long tables that are down kind of beneath him. It's almost like a Viking hall, imagine. And he's dressed very fine in lots of nice leathers. And there's a woman who is standing by him, attending him. And she looks really familiar for anyone who paid attention to pictures in the locket. And you are brought in, Lady Blackbird, with some thugs who are Naomi-sized, and Naomi, of course, attending you. And so you've been brought in, and there he is, Uriah Flint. And he looks across. It's like a cavernous wood hall, and he says, Lady Blackbird.
Uriah? I'm like, and now I'm super hesitant because that is not the greeting I was expecting. It's been a long time, but it's very good to see you again.
It's good to see you as well, Naomi Bishop. Did not know that you worked with nobles.
This isn't just any noble. And might I add, you've grown quite attractive in your age.
Yeah, that gets a look.
Nice. Come! He rises up from his throne, and he steps down a couple of steps to be on the same level. He offers out his hands. A noble has come into the hall of the Pirate King, and I welcome you with open arms. It has been too long.
Yes. Well, I'm not really a noble anymore exactly, Uriah. I came here because it's time, like we talked about.
Yes. Yes, we did talk about that long ago. We did. And I meant every word at the time.
At the time?
Reality has happened.
Realities?
Yes. I'm sorry to hear that you've lost your title. What exactly happened?
Why are you changing the subject?
Naomi, there will be no revolution.
Why not?
Why did you lose your title? What happened?
I fled. I fled from an arranged marriage with Count Carlo, and I came here because it was time, because I'd been trying to effect change in the system and it wasn't working like we talked about.
There's like smatterings of laughter from the couple dozen pirates that are here.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically like his lieutenants, captains and the like. Now, it's been a while since I was in the Imperial world, so refresh my memory, Natasha. Were you the only one who suffered a loss at your refusal to marry Count Carlo?
Well, his family was injured, I guess, but I don't particularly care. They're slavers.
No, they are. They are indeed. I don't even like Count Carlo. There's this weird, odd little rule. There was a certain amount of dowry that was paid. There was an arrangement that took place, and you were important to Count Carlo. Very important.
What are you saying?
I'm saying that I'm sorry. There will be no revolution, my love. And
Don't call me that.
there is no house to go back to. Because the Blackbirds are no more. And that's when Kale comes in with Captain Vance. And you overhear the last little bit of that, because the Blackbirds are no more.
I look over to Cyrus and I'm like, that's not the dude that hired me.
Well, we're not going to get paid either way here, are we?
I mean, I feel like we're going to get paid from my dude because we delivered her like he wanted us to. So.
Fine. Okay, hey, Natasha, it's we gotta go. The whole owl is double parked, and so we're just gonna leave, right? It's not a big deal. Are you Uriah Flint? Nice to meet you. You are a legend. You are wow. This is a day, man. This is a day. We'll, I'm so sorry to intrude.
Cyrus,
but
no, I'm sorry. You should stay. Your brother has a long interest in you, a very expensive interest for you. So I think the ransom for you is going to be quite nice. You can stay. We'll let you eat.
I don't know if I should eat the food around here.
Why would I poison you? Your brother wants you alive.
It's supposed to be people. You know what? I love my brother, and I'm sure there's going to be some time in which we come face to face and I kill him or something fun. But in the meantime, we got to go, right? And I pull out both my guns and I say, right now. And I point them right at Uriah Flint and start to try to get between him and Natasha so that I'm like.
Sweet. So you're moving forward at this point?
Yep.
Well,
yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you drawing your guns, you're moving forward, and of course there are hands who are stepping up, and guns are going to be drawn. The shit's about to go down.
Yeah.
So what's going on with the LB Kale? Are you backing this play?
I tell Kale to run. And I give a little wink. I go run, and then I go up in front of him.
What is the wink for? I don't understand the wink.
It means, Caleb,
rhymes.
you did see who was back by the throne. Just point that.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably all I was paying attention to. I actually think I'm going to whip out the sorcerer, the petty magic that I haven't used this entire time, because now seems like a perfect opportunity for a dark spell. I'm just saying.
Yes! That is amazing, and is so dramatically appropriate that it's pretty easy for you to pull off just a dark spell with nothing's actually, like, you don't have to aim for anyone, just this area.
Right. Yes. So, one for me, one for petty magic, one for dark. That's 3. Are you saying this is easy? 2 or 3?
It is 2. Difficulty of 2.
2. Okay. So I am going to do another 2 dice, so a total of 5. Oh yes, I totally do that thing.
Sweet. So when you drop it on, like, how much of the hall have you covered in darkness? Give me an idea, and what's it look like when you do this?
I think I actually go for like the light from the fire like flares and then like sucks all the light back into it, so it's like most of the hall.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Cool. So in the cover of darkness, we're coming up on time, so we're going to need to wrap it at this point. So I think we're going to kind of move to almost like an epilogue type thing. So in the cover of darkness,
I would like to teleport away with Lady Blackbird.
nice. That leaves Kale and Naomi. How is it that the two of you, like, what are your choices? What are you doing? I guess is what I want to know.
I'm just going back to the ship. Like I thought about trying to get my ex-wife out, but she's the one that left me, so I'm going back with my captain.
Okay, cool.
So I actually have a device on me that my sister had placed on me, a tracker that I had disabled, and I start to walk away in the distance, and I enable the tracker. And as I'm walking away, every weapon I have, I just take it and I discard it.
Oh, wow.
If I'm wearing armor, I start to peel it off as I slowly walk away, and I drop it to the ground. And at some point, you just see a silhouette in the distance and a little light that just keeps flickering on and off as I wait for what I deserve.
Awesome. Cool. So what's the last thing that we see? Is it the owl taking off? Is that the last image that we see for basically Lady Blackbird, Gale Arkham, and Cyrus Vance, or is there something else that we see?
I think we're still bickering while we're taking off. So I say, wait, so you didn't pay them to have my crew betray me?
I'm not really participating in the bickering. I'm like, I'm gonna kill him.
So I guess I'm just going on. So you didn't pay them. Are you even listening to me?
I'm going to burn him.
Okay, fair enough. But for right now, can we escape?
Cool. And it snargles that. He will start flying away. Kale, you jump on at the last moment type thing, because they got that whole teleport thing, and you had that actually walking and running thing to go on. But you're crafty. You're able to make your way away, and so the owl's kind of flying away as. And that'll be our last bit.
So I have the secret of the true course now. From getting rid of my key, so I can get us out of the remnants. Because since we saw the star map I'm like, okay, we go this direction and we get away.
That's awesome. That's great use of your last purchase. Way to go. So you guys could actually get out of the remnants. You don't get lost in the remnants. Excellent. So at this point, because of time, we will call this the end of our Lady Blackbird session. Thank you all for playing. If you enjoyed this, you want to see the first part or other games that we play, you can look right underneath Brendan's lovely beard. You will see Indie Plus. You can click on that and you can subscribe to us. Thank you all so much for participating in this, allowing me to run one of my favorite games. I hope you enjoyed yourself. Brendan, Mark, Jenn, John, thank you all so much for playing. It's been splendid.
Thank you for running.
Thank you for running.
Cool. And the last bit, we are about to do a thing where we are trying to get more people to the Google Plus community that we have for Indie Plus, because we want to foster conversations. We want to have a place where people can gather together to talk about the cool games that we play, maybe schedule games between each other, suggest new things that we can try. So please do come and search for Indie Plus on our Google Plus. We have a community. We would love to have you aboard.
I'm just gonna annotate the link in. You don't have to, you don't have to search. You can just do the link.
Jenn is smarter than me. Thank goodness. Follow the link that Jenn offers us. And thanks everybody for watching, and have a great night.
Bye.